So what are the names of the guitar strings? I wanted to go through this lesson. It might be more of a beginner's lesson, but it might teach you a few different things about different guitar tunings that you might not know about. So what are the names of the guitar strings? I thought I would go through a few different angles on this topic by explaining some of the most common guitar string configurations and preferences. Firstly, let's go through the basic concepts before I dive into the specifics. Throughout my years of playing, most guitarists list the name of the guitar strings in order from thick to thin, from top to bottom when playing the guitar, so this way. I guess this is most likely due to the strings going up in pitch from the thickest to thinnest. Some instructors list the strings from the thinnest to thickest, but this to me is just counterintuitive. Going up in pitch has always made more sense to me. It's personal preference when it comes down to it, so you choose which you prefer. Guitar strings are assigned a letter, corresponding to the certain musical note. That's because they are tuned to that musical note. There is a standard way to tune, but the names of the strings will change if you move away from standard tuning. So when you think about the note/order of the guitar strings, then all this means is the musical notes that they are tuned to. I'm now going to go through a few of the different tunings and the string order of these, always going from thick to thin. Let's talk standard tuning. This method of tuning the strings is generally accepted as the standard way. From thick to thin, top to bottom, the string order and names are E, A, D, G, B, and E. There is a rhyme I use to help beginner students learn this. The rhyme is, every angry duck gonna break eggs. Here's a diagram to better visualize that. So let's go through those notes. So there's E, A, D, G, B, and E. So that's where the notes come from. Next, we'll go through drop D tuning. The next tuning is normally one you'll learn after getting a grasp of standard tuning, especially if you're into rock and metal music. It's a very simple concept to grasp. Once you've understood and know the standard tuning, when you think about the question, what is the order of guitar strings? All you have to do is drop or tune down the top thick E string by a tone or 2 semitones, 2 frets, to make it a D note. So this one. This is where the drop D comes from, i.e. dropping the E note to a D. All of the other strings stay the same to standard tuning, so it makes it very easy to remember. From thick to thin, top to bottom, the string order and names are D, A, D, G, B, and E. Check out this diagram to see it visually on the neck. There's of course a new rhyme for this. The rhyme is dirty angry duck gonna break eggs. A very easy way to get there, even without a tuner, is to play the top thick E string and the D string together, then tune the top thick E string down until it sounds the same as the open D string. Let's have a go at this. Something to listen out for is when you get very, very close, you can hear them start to kind of beat and wobble, and that means you're getting close. If I just move it up in pitch slightly, you'll hear, now that they're tuned the same, you'll hear them start to wobble. If I bring it back down, they'll resolve. If you get stuck in drop D and want to get back to standard, there are 2 methods to get back without using a tuner. These make use of the other standard tuned strings. So we play the thin E string at the same time as the tuned down top thick D string. We then tune the top thick E string back up so it sounds the same as the thin E string. There's another option here. Let me just tune back down to drop D again. So going down. We fret the D string on the 2nd fret, which is an E note, and play this note at the same time as the top thick E string tuned down to D. Then tune up the top thick E string to the same pitch as the string you fretted to make it return to E. I hope you're getting some good info from this video. Please let me know your favourite tuning in the comments and why. If you're new here, then it would be great if you could subscribe and click the bell to get notifications of new videos. Right, let's move on to one of my favourites. This is DADGAD tuning. This is a wonderful tuning. It's pretty much my favourite tuning, especially for acoustic playing, in particular percussive styles. It's also a really easy one to grasp, especially if you're in drop D already and understand the drop D tuning concept well. You may have already guessed how to get there. You normally describe it by the tuning of the notes, DADGAD, D-A-D-G-A-D. The string order goes from the thickest to the thinnest again, so D, A, D, G, A, and D. It's really easy to get there. All you have to do is tune down the 2 E strings down by a tone or 2 semitones to get DAD, G, B, D. So from drop D tuning, all you'll need to do is drop the thinnest E string like I just there, and you're there. And then one final step is playing the open A and B strings together to detune the open B string until it sounds the same as the open A. The rhyme for this bit is out there and something I just made up, to be honest. Why not? So remember, dirty, angry duck gonna annihilate dogs. Check out this diagram for more of an idea of what this means. The next thing we'll go for is open chord tuning. There's no standard way to tune using this concept, but don't worry, it's a really easy one to understand. It's quite obvious really. All you do is tune all the open strings to the notes of a chord. The basic form of a guitar chord uses notes 1, 3 and 5, say for example the E major scale for the E major chord. As the guitar has 6 strings, we need to double up some of those notes to get a full open tuning of a chord. Let's stick with the E major open chord and tune to those notes. So the E major open chord notes are E, B, E, G sharp, B and E, all ordered from thickest to thinnest. So open E is easy, and then we play the B, which is this note, up 2 semitones. So an easy way of doing that is by playing the 7th fret here on the top E string and then moving that up. And then the next one is an E, so that's easy because we're just going to play the open E and tune that D up to an E. And then the G sharp there is quite easy because we go up a semitone there, so we can pick the G sharp, which is here, so we can play that. Hear that now, sounds like an open E major. And the beauty of that is we can move around all the way by putting a bar across the whole fret. The beauty of this method is that you can tune to any open chord you want. The most common ones being G major open chord, D major open chord, and A major open chord. Go give them a try and see which you prefer. The last one I'm going to go through is half/full step drop tuning. This is one that guitarists use for multiple reasons, including giving a lower end to the guitar sound and making it easier to sing along when playing songs. A famous down tuner was Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. It's common to find this tuning used in rock and metal music, especially male singers requiring a lower musical pitch to make vocal performance easier. However, it can also be used just to fit with a singer's preferred vocal key. If you're struggling to play along with a track and you're sure you have the transcription correct, it's likely that the guitar was recorded with a drop tuning such as a half or full step. There's no quick and easy way to tune half or full step drop tuning. You can do it by figuring out different ways of finding, say, the E flat note on the A string. If we're in standard, we can actually pick this E flat here, play the top E string, tune the normal way through the 5th fret. So here's the half step tuning diagram. You can see the notes there through, just all half a step down, are all notes flattened basically of standard. And here's the full step tuning diagram. Give it a play and see what you think. Don't forget to comment below and let me know your favorite tuning. Likes are really helpful in getting my content to others, so if you can please like and share where you can. I hope you can subscribe and tune into my channel regularly for gear demos, guitar lessons and industry interviews. See you next time.